Here's a news flash for you. Joe Biden is not in charge. And it's clear to me, after seeing Obama visit the White House this week, Obama is the one calling the shots. It's almost sad to watch. Joe Biden feebly shuffling around the room, desperately looking for someone, anyone. But the thing about the D.C. swamp is this. Politicians always gravitate to the dominating figure with the most power. Just watch this. Even Obama doesn't pay any attention to Joe Biden. Nobody does, because he's insignificant. So what is the body language of people in that room telling us? Well, joining me now to answer that question is former U.S. Army interrogator and behavior and body language expert, Greg Hartley is here. Greg, welcome.
Thanks, Grant. This is a beautiful opportunity to see behind the scenes in one of these groups, because there's a cool kid and a not cool kid. This is like going to a high school dance everyone's been to before. And this is the cool kid brought the Oval Office as a date, and her old boyfriend showed up. So if you look, he looks out of place. He's moving around. The guy moving the least is usually the most powerful in the room. Nancy Pelosi looks like a wallflower who doesn't know what to do with her hands. It's really interesting to watch them.
It really is, and it's almost very sad. Let me play another one of you. This is cut 3 of basically Joe Biden wandering around in circles. So he goes to meet somebody, Greg. He goes to meet somebody, and it looks like nobody's there. What's happening here to this guy?
Again, I think the cool kid in the room is Obama, and if you look at him, he holds his hands up in exasperation and opens his mouth like, well, what's that all about? And he turns around and looks, again, like he's looking at his date's old boyfriend standing there. It's awkward. He looks less powerful.
Greg,
he could just stand there quietly and look more powerful.
I'll tell you, I've never seen anything like this, because even a sitting United States president, I get that you want to go meet Obama, but you say, hey, this is my opportunity. Obama's swarmed. Let me go meet the president. Nobody's there to go meet him. What does that say?
Well, what this shows us is these guys are the B team. I think Obama was the A team for the Democrats. And what this shows you is these guys, although they might be in the limelight at the moment, he is the rock star from their party, and everybody flocks to him. You even see it when Kamala Harris says, isn't this great, when she's talking about having him there. And you can see in that clip, if you show it, that Biden compresses his lips, which we typically associate with compression and control of emotion and not releasing more information. So it's just awkward. If you look at Nancy Pelosi, she's talking to herself a little bit back there. She talks to a random person, and then she makes conversation with the person next to her. He's the cool kid in the room, and just like in high school, they're going to be cliques. It's just what we're seeing.
All right, look, and if Obama's the cool kid, he's probably also a little bit of a bully. I want to roll cut 6. Apparently, this is a joke. I don't even know if it was a scripted joke. Maybe you can help figure this out for us, Greg. Watch this.
Thank you. Vice President Biden, Vice President. That was a joke.
So, Greg, what do you think of that one?
I do think he scripted it. I think he had it in mind, only because he says Biden and he extends that consonant at the end, and he makes hard eye contact, longer eye contact. He typically clips that Biden very quickly. So I think he did it intentionally, and I'm not sure Biden picked up on it very quickly. I think everybody laughing caused Biden to pick up, but that's where we're at. As we let it play out there, the video, he goes to shake Joe Biden's hand. What is Joe Biden? I mean, does Joe Biden even hear the joke, or is he just out to lunch? I don't think he realized what was going on. When you see him do it, he's looking over, and Joe Biden's not paying much attention to him. If you look right there, he looks awkward. He's barriered, has his hands in front of him, and he's just standing there. I don't think he really caught the joke.
All right, so you and I started doing this after Barack Obama had left office, a ways after. Let me play a clip of Barack Obama here bragging about Obamacare, and let's do a little body language analysis of the former president.
It secured the principle of universal health care, provided help immediately to families, but it required us to continually build on it and make it better. And President Biden understands that, and that's what he's done since the day he took office.
Greg?
Well, when I look at his body language, he's clearly saying what he thinks is important. Now, whether you agree with what he thinks is important or not is another story entirely. Watch that left hand and him controlling the conversation and telling. He's pushing down and telling you. His forehead's up as he drives home his point when he's talking. He makes hard eye contact and he draws you with his eyes. He's trying to get his point across, and then he loops in Biden. Oh, yeah, Biden's still doing the stuff for it with a different hand. So we typically associate when people use their hands, one is for positive, one's for negative. I think he is selling whatever he was selling when he was president, and it's just an extension of that. And this whole policy and this whole flow through is more the same.
Well, clearly, I disagree with everything the man says, but he's got much more command of the podium than Joe Biden does, really, and most people do. One thing he can do is speak, that's for sure. Greg, give me your website again one more time.
Yeah, it's readbodylanguage.com. Come join us. We got some free stuff in there for you.
All right, you're the best, my man. Thank you. Have a good weekend, Greg.
Thanks. Pleasure.